ones yet.
This is Entertain Turkey. Welcome back to another video channel. Today then I am in Azerbaijan. I'm going to be racing around the Baku street circuit in episode 8 of my 26th career on my channel. Here are my qualifying goals then for the 2016 Formula 1 Grand Prix of Europe. I need to finish 12th or above, make sure I qualify Sebastian Vettel, my rival, who is on the verge of actually beating me for the second time, and obviously I'll qualify Roman Grosjean, my teammate, which as of late hasn't actually been something I've been able to do. That aside, let's get into qualifying, and hopefully we can have a better qualifying performance than obviously we did in Canada, where I couldn't actually even get into Q3, which actually hasn't happened for a couple episodes actually, but let's see if we can make that a reality today. I really had very little practice on this track for actually going ahead and recording this episode, so really, I think this is probably the first time I've actually ever driven around this track on this game so far. It's not been one that I've wanted to actually go ahead and do, and I think we're definitely going to struggle this weekend. This track is definitely all about your car being really quick and having good straight line speed, and you know that's something this house really doesn't have. I think we're better actually in the corners and all that good stuff, but we're going to try and put in a good lap time and hope for the best in terms of where we finish. As long as I can get a Q1 here, I'll be quite happy, because like I said, this is a track that I think I'm very good at, although it is a lovely track, you know, fair play. Recently been built, added to the F1 calendar last year, and yeah, we're just going for the second DRS part of the track right now. Team want me to finish 12th or above, as I obviously stated earlier on in the video, as I went for my qualifying goals to you all. Only part of the track that was worrying me is the castle section. I know a lot of people tend to have a few issues through there, and I'm just hoping I'm not going to be adding my names to the list of the people who have issues going through the castle section, but so far it's not been too much of a bad lap. We've handled it well. Weather's not looking too great, but it's not raining, so nothing to worry about in that retrospect. A bit of a big word for an F1 video. This part of the track that I'm not very good at, but I managed to get through it unscathed. I mean, you can see how tight it is. It's insane. You've really got to crawl through there, or you know, you can kiss goodbye to your car being in a tip-top condition, because you'll be back in the garage, or even at a session if you're lucky. Well, if you're quite unlucky, that is. But whilst I'm going around the track setting a lap time, Bottas sets a 1:21.9. I definitely think I'm going to have to do another run. I don't know if this is going to be competitive enough, or even competitive with Bottas's lap time. I've gone a little bit wide through there actually, and that's probably going to cause me a little bit of a deficit in terms of the time I get at the end of this lap. One thing I do love about this track though is how this part of the track is literally just flat out completely, and you know, you're very rarely braking when you're going through this part of the track. I don't know what happened there with my voice, but yeah, very rarely braking is good for this part of the track. I set a 1:48.3. Thank you very much for that. In fourth, I know, but I'm going to fall right down the because that's the last thing I want on a track that I'm not very confident on. And yeah, like I was saying, we are still further in the Drivers' Championship, so we are still on for actually, you know, getting some points. And well, what I'm trying to say is we need to get some points to actually stay in third place in the Drivers' Championship, because we got Vettel breathing down our necks, and you know, it's very unlike Vettel to not get any points in one race weekend. Okay. Yeah, it's very unlike Vettel to finish outside the points. He's always getting points race in, race out. So I think that's why it's important for us to make sure we get a strong points finish this race in Azerbaijan. Obviously, we finished 9th in Canada. Links to below take you to the playlist of all the other episodes in their series so far, if you want to see how I've been getting on as of late. We've not really had a strong points finish for a while, actually. Not since Bahrain, when we finished 5th. If you remember back then. Over the castle section now. I make a mistake that time around. Clip a bit of my front wing. That's going to take a chunk of the time off the lap I'm going to get. Yeah, I can feel it getting... I've got a puncture actually as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and get this repaired. Yeah, I'm seriously doubting if we're going to get into Q2 or not, because at this rate, we're not. We're not even anywhere near the hinges of getting into Q2 at the moment. And obviously... Yeah, I know, and hates me... Thank you, that's some great motivation right there, pal. Yeah, as I was saying... really put a good lap time in here, because our contention and our place and presence in Q2 is seriously in doubt at the moment. And I made that silly mistake with the castle section, and I really, from then, just went downhill completely. So yeah, a lot of work to do on what is our second run, apparently, in Q1 here. We're 22nd out of 22nd, and obviously that hasn't happened since we went to Monaco, although we did manage to have a good race in the end there. We keep DRS activated, let's not turn it off. But yeah, we need all the luck we can get, and this is going to be the only lap we're going to be able to try and get a better lap time on the board on, because the checker flag is now out, as you can see. So yeah, this is it, now or never. And that's in front of us. He's only 20th as well. Hopefully we can try and get past him, but I assume he's probably on a lap time as well, trying to get out of the bottom part of the dropout zone, or at least away from it. We're going to have to just take it slowly and easy. I mean, if we're going to lose time through here, I don't mind if we can keep our car intact. It's all about just taking our time. There we are. Taking it easy. We remain unscathed for that for now. And now we're going to have to go onto the power. We've got it on Rich Mix already, so that's good to see. You can pretty much do this part of the track flat out without having to brake too much, like NASA, as you can see, is just completely flying away from me. Still got some work to do. This might not be good enough to get us away from finishing 22nd out of 22nd, which is something obviously we're not looking for. I've got another puncture. Track are getting along very well. I think, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. The track and I'm now. We're not bueno. We're not amigos. Got a yellow flag ahead of us as well. Whoa, Grosjean and Ericsson are in the wall. I don't know what's happened between them two. I don't know if we're going to be able to get out of the bottom part of this qualifying section. Where are we going to finish? It's only 22nd, and it is indeed 22nd. Not the best qualifying we've seen this series so far. We finished dead last, and yeah, it was not the greatest qualifying runs from us at all. We set a 147.7, 2.1 seconds off the pace, and yeah, Hamilton didn't even have a good qualifying run either. He finished 16th, but that's probably almost sealed our defeat in the second attempt of going up against Vettel in the rivalry. He's starting 8th in the race, and even Grosjean starting ahead of us, which is a shame as well, because you know, he is the second driver now after we got promoted. And with that aside, let's have a look what our race goals are, and just try to get over that awful qualifying session we just had in Baku. As predicted, I have gone ahead and lost the rivalry again. Was hoping obviously I could beat him, make it 1-1, but he's gone ahead now 2-0 rivalry, and I knew I wouldn't be able to outdo him, which is a shame. So that's -1 for the session goal, teammate, and losing the rivalry again to Vettel. So not the best of sessions right there. This is what my agent's got to tell me.
Hello, I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
So my race goals are as follows. I need to finish 15 for higher, beat Romain Grosjean, and obviously place 15 for higher in the Driver Championship target, which I am still obviously keeping to, being third. But yeah, I mean, it's not the best of episodes so far. Hopefully we can have a better race and finish with at least a point or two to show for our efforts. Anyway, let's get into the race in Baku, and I'll be back to you guys in just a second. Here we go then. We're away in Azerbaijan here. We're not starting last because Magnussen had a penalty of some sort. So that's not too bad if you ask me. Into the first corner then. Oh, we've got Hamilton down here. He's had a woeful weekend as well. Hopefully we're going to be on for some points here, but the way the weather's looking, I don't know. I mean, that's up for some debate. We're going down the inside of Rosberg here. We had a good battle with him in Spain, and we managed to come out on top. And we're just going to be positioning ourselves behind the world champion as we head down this straightaway. You can obviously get DRS at. We're going to go past him right there, and also past Fernando Alonso. Why not? That's 10th then. Us braking rather late has bought us a position or two for that fact. So we're 10th at the moment now behind Nico Hulkenberg, who has now gone ahead obviously and joined Renault. And we're going to pick ourselves up another position, almost. Yes, we do. We managed to just wing around his outside. Not the cleanest of moves, but I wasn't told that that was a bad move or anything like that. And not to give the position back, so I'm not going to complain. I've bashed my front wing on Sainz's backside. Yeah, that's right, boss. We don't want to make it worse. So we're 9th at the moment. Got a bit aggressive actually in my pursuit of trying to get past Sainz, so I can apologise about that. Luckily, it didn't mess up my car too much. Oh, they apparently have a viable strategy change. Let me say keep current. Not really looking to change my strategy. That would involve me pitting. That's what they want me to go ahead and do, so I can get onto the strategy that they'd like me to get onto. But no, I think I've got more worrying things to worry about, and that is trying to hold on to P9, because I am literally all over the place, as you can probably tell by how I'm driving the car. I'm just going to be a rebel and try and wing it. I assume we would get this issue here. Hulkenberg's going to try and launch from down our inside, but we're going to hold off just for now. Sainz and Perez have just swapped position, so Perez is now down to 8th place, and Hippolyte Sainz, he's got past the Mexican driver. We're going to try another pop as well. Going to go down the inside of Sergio Perez, who's still at Force India, and whatever Sainz can do, it looks like we can do even better as well. We are now up to 8th place here in Baku, in what's been not the best of episodes, but it looks like it's getting better at the moment. Could also try another lunge on Sainz's inside, sorry. And even though we've got a pretty damaged front wing, we're now up to 7th place, and we're now going to try and obviously hope we can catch Ricciardo. But I'd say that's probably very unlikely, and we're going to have to just move on to defensive modes, so to speak, and just try and hold on to what is this 7th place, which would have actually been our best race ending position in the past couple of races in Bahrain, actually. The other side, I'm not going to rest on my laurels head and say, yep, 7th confirmed, because everyone's not really going as quickly as they obviously would be if we were in the dry and all that. So, yeah, we could be on for more points than we actually have already. And more points is obviously good, as I bet Vettel is probably at 3rd or something, so I've not actually come across him yet. So, I'm really on my side. You know, it's okay for me to use a flashback. I mean, I'm on expert difficulty as well. I have some faith, guys. Got a rather large train forming behind me now. I mean, that's expected, really. This track's mostly all about going flat out, and this has not really something that it can brag about, being quick in a straight line. Also forgot to mention, I did go ahead and upgrade the fuel efficiency on this car a bit more as well, so hopefully that will help us out in the coming races and in this one. Hopefully, obviously, we don't have a repeat of Australia. If you can remember way back then, we ran out of fuel, and went from perhaps getting a race win on my debut for Haas to finishing 5th, which was, yeah, an absolute disaster if you ask me. Got some breathing space now, which is nice to see. Raikkonen setting the fastest lap of the race. I believe Verstappen is leading. I mean, it's not going to be the Mercs because they're way down the order. They've had an absolutely woeful weekend, which, you know, I'm not going to complain about. Hamilton and Rosberg respectively are 1st and 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, so, I mean, it's me and Vettel who is really trying to take advantage of this. Me more, I'd say, really, to keep the drivers behind me in the Drivers' Championship behind me and not allow them to get ahead of me. On the second DRS section of the track now, obviously not enabled as it is chucking it down with rain, and you know, I don't think really it'd be conforming to health and safety standards if we just allow DRS to be activated, unless you want to just cause absolute mayhem and havoc. I mean, I'm already driving like a bit of a gimp, so, you know, let's not make me just become an absolute failure. Anyway, that aside, we have some, what I'd say, caught up with Daniel Ricciardo here, and yeah, maybe we can start thinking about doing a lunge or something down his inside. And yeah, I mean, that 6th place with my name next to it will look pretty nice if you ask me. Although, we need KO'd by the castle section. I believe that's what that part of the track's called. Probably isn't, my brother will probably say that now after I upload this. We are indeed almost entering the penultimate lap of this race here in Baku. Perez ahead of us, he's got back past Carlos Sainz, who has gone now from 7th to 9th, and can complain now. I mean, it's this part of the track that I'm losing most of my time out on. It's the part of the track where, you know, you're expected to go flat out, really, and I'm just not. And with the damage to my car as well, it's probably wise that I take it nice and slow, nice and steady as well. Well, I'm going to have to get my foot down, because the other cars don't have the issues like I'm having right now. This doesn't mean the most tidiest of episodes. Really should have got some practice on this track before actually jumping on to record and do this episode, because probably would have actually helped if you ask me. Anyway, 2.7 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo. Sainz has got past Perez yet again. Goes to a squabbling, which will give me time to try and obviously get away and cement a 7th place finish. We are now on the penultimate lap of the race. Got the front 6 drivers, I believe, all just jam-packed together right in front of me. Perhaps one of those can have an altercation or something, I don't know. I did obviously see Grosjean and Axel, I think it was, have some sort of kerfuffle in qualifying. Not really made any difference, I still started right at the back of the grid, but we've made our way rather nicely, rather cleanly, I'd say. On the wall and losing my back tyre. Yeah, it's been rather abundant. It will indeed, sir. Thank you very much for that. I do feel, as we go through this part of the track now, I'm finding the most time on Ricciardo and, yeah, those in front of him as well. But, you know, they don't have any issues on their car, and their cars are considerably faster than this Haas is. Although with the upgrades we're making, you know, we can maybe start thinking about this car becoming slightly competitive as we move on in this season. I mean, I have in every race bar Spain finishing the points, you know. I mean, this car, you know, it's doing a good job. Fair play to it. Very slowly making our way and rather cautiously through the Casa section here in Bahrain. I said it was Bahrain, Baku. Sorry, not Bahrain. And now it's part of the track now where you can. Good fun though, good fun. I can only imagine what I could possibly do if I was in a quicker car as well. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a offer soon. I mean, I'm not too sure. I mean, I doubt it. I will, you know, for a team like Williams, because we've not been very consistent in getting a lot of high point scoring places as of late. You know, we've been getting 9th, 10th. Our best, obviously, positions were the 2 first places, but that was when I was on a medium difficulty. So, I mean, I was kind of expected actually getting those positions. We've got to put our foot down because we've got Sainz, who's looking for a manoeuvre, well, not manoeuvre, a chance to get passes and get P7 back. He's going to make the manoeuvre. He's going to have to try and get passes right now, but we hold on, and by breaking late, we managed to keep. Ruins everything. Job and understand that he's all over me. He's going to go for a manoeuvre. Yep, yes, you said it once. Don't think you need to say it twice, pal. I think the only other option we can hope for getting more points than we actually have at the moment is the cars ahead of us having a few issues. I'm not too sure if that's something that they've had issues in terms of perhaps their cars failing, a crash, or they've got penalties that will be added to the time at the end of the race. I'm not too sure, but we're gonna have to Now watch out, because I can see Hamilton and Rosberg in this massive queue that I have gone ahead and formed. And Hamilton's probably going to be looking to take over Sainz, and probably myself as well, as he's surely not content with finishing 9th, especially where he is in the Drivers' Championship. I can only see with Vettel's near the front of the grid, because I've not seen him at all this race. I know Verstappen's leading. As long as we can hold on to P7, I'm not going to complain. I think catching Ricciardo is out of the question now, and it's just about holding on for what's left of these points. I'm running out of fuel as well. Maybe my fuel management hasn't been where it should be, or where it normally would have been if I would have been concentrating on my fuel. So I mean, now it's just keeping Sainz and Hamilton behind me. More Hamilton really, because he's definitely going to be someone who would love to just whiz past a lot like that. Put up the Richmond just for now, and we'll drop it back down to Liam as you go into the corner. This car isn't that bad through the corners. I mean, I'll admit that. Leave on the standard for now. Obviously, someone where you can go flat out. I'm taking it easy though, and you know I kind of have to. And now we're going to put it up in the rich mix. This is where Sainz and Hamilton are going to try and get past us. It's going to be now or never for us to hold on to this position here in Baku. I think we're going to be able to, although Sainz is catching us now. Hamilton is also gaining on us as well. We're going to try and hold on, and we have gone ahead and done that. That was nerve-wracking. So there we are, 7th place here in Baku in Azerbaijan. Ferrari are the winning constructors of this race. Verstappen, Vettel and Raikkonen on the podium. Raikkonen the race winner, something I'm not seeing at all this series so far. That's probably us out of P3 in the Drivers' Championship, because he's picked up 18 points for this particular race. We started 21st, so finished 7th, so you know, not too shabby if you ask me. 6 points picked up. Hamilton finishing 9th, Rosberg down in 12th place, so they didn't pick up any points at all, which was good for us and nice for us to see. Although Williams do pick up 5th and 4th place finishes, so we are now probably down to 5th in the Drivers' Championship, I would assume, in the Constructors, sorry. In terms of the Drivers' Championship standings, well, this is how it looks like. I am down into 4th place now. I'm not really surprised that this has been the case, and that's happened. I'm 60 points behind Lewis Hamilton, who only picked like, what, 1 point this weekend? Or perhaps even 2. Yeah, if I can finish in the top 5, I'm not going to complain if you ask me. And we are down into 5th place now in the Drivers' standings. Our goal, I'd say, is to try and hold on to 5th place now and not allow McLaren Honda to get past us. If we can finish 5th place in both the Drivers' standings and the Constructors, I think, you know, that'd be a very solid first season for Haas. Anyway, let's have a look how we've done and see how many resource points we get and all that good stuff. So, I get 125 resource points from that session. Got 50 because I gained 14 positions, 25 for a clean lap, apparently, 25 for obviously participating in the session, and another 25 for apparently being penalty free. So that gives me 440 resource points right there. 2 more, well, when I say 2 more, we get 33 more for being the first driver now at Haas, so that gives us 473 altogether. Session goal then was indeed beat. We did go ahead and beat Roman Grosjean, which is nice to see, and we are still 15th or higher and above target in the Drivers' Championship, which is good to see. In terms of our career score, let's see how much we have now. We got 2,898 in that session, and we now have 36,776 career score altogether. Not bad if you ask me. We've got a voicemail here, team update.
Hey, it's me. I just came from a meeting with the department heads. Your performance came up and they're very pleased so far. Well done. Don't let that level drop, okay?
Fair enough. Okay. Well, rivalry has gone ahead and been lost. Couldn't really do anything about that. I knew Vettel was going to win that rivalry anyway. The team are still apparently very happy with my performances and are well above expectations. And that is indeed the case, as you can see by driver position. I'm exceeding the team expectations. Didn't really expect them to go ahead and say that to me. Since research and developments, don't have enough points to go ahead and do anything right now to improve the car. I'd like to go ahead and perhaps improve our downforce and maybe even the chassis weight. that'll have to be for another time now. We are sitting in 4th place in the drivers' standings. I knew we'd have to give way to Vettel soon, and after he finished 2nd in that race in Azerbaijan, that did indeed happen. So we are now 10 points ahead of Ricciardo, who's in 5th place. If we could try and hold on and stay in the top 5, that'd be nice to see, but we're going to have to pull out some stellar performances in the next couple of rounds in this series. So we have 60 points then behind Lewis Hamilton, who leads the way, although he didn't really have a good weekend, which is nice to see as well for us. We are down into 5th place. If we could try and stay ahead of McLaren now, that'll be a very good outcome for us. In terms of the trophy room, my results are as follows. Finished 5th in Australia, 1st in Bahrain and Russia, another 5th place in China, and then 11th place in Spain, 10th in Monaco, 9th in Canada, and obviously we just finished 7th in Azerbaijan. So, in next week's episode, we're going to be heading to Austria, and that's to the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. Look forward to that, and that's pretty much it from me for this episode of F126 True Career Mode. Been a bit messy, but you know, what can you expect? It's a pretty difficult track to get your head around and enjoy driving around, if you ask me. But we finished 7th, so what can complain about, really? Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I've been Editing Turk. Take care of yourself, guys, and until Thursday, when I'll be uploading next, peace. Yeah.